Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum. I am Rustam Ali Sama. Today in this session we will start a series of videos regarding this essential topic, error detection. It is a very useful and important topic which is going to be discussed in this video. Basically guys, this is a very essential and necessary topic because here in different exams, in different tests, we have to face error detection. Sometimes we have been given different examples to find out which one is an error that is occurred in a sentence. Sometimes error may be of parts of speech, subject verb agreement, articles and so on related topics to English grammar. So let's start this video. Guys, through these examples we will find out the error, that which part contains an error. So let's start. According to number 1, I have written a letter at him to his Multan address. Guys, this whole sentence is divided into 4 parts. Part A, Part B, Part C and Part D. Here we have to point out which part contains an error. Now let's start. For suppose in the first example, I have written a letter at him to his Multan address. Here I agrees with the verb have, and after have we have to place third form of the verb. So here our first part I have written is in correct form. Here our first part I have written is in correct form. A second part is a letter. Here I have written after a verb we require an object. So but when you look at the third part you will find an error. Which one? Because here at preposition never be agreed with him. So we should say at preposition never be agreed in this sentence. I have written a letter to him at his Multan address. In the second example, you will notice that his life is full of griefs and sorrows. Here his life is our singular subject, so here it agrees with the singular verb is. And finally, full of griefs and sorrows. Here the plural of sorrow should be sorrows, but the plural of grief, so here we should say his life is full of griefs, not griefs and sorrows. In the third sentence, let you and I do it honestly. Guys, there is an essential point which we have to remember, that all the sentences that start with the structure of let, after a let we have to place objective case. So here you will notice that let you and I, here we should say let you and me do it honestly. After a let we have to place objective case of pronoun. So here we should say let you and me do it honestly, not we should say let you and I do it honestly. In the fourth example, I was surprised on his success. Here this sentence also divided into 4 parts, but now we have to find out which part contains an error. So here I will be agreed with the singular verb. So here we have added I. So here we have added was with the singular verb I. And after helping verb we have to place a main verb. Here I was surprised. Here it is, this sentence is in passive. I was surprised after that on his success. Guys, here you have to remember that sometimes verbs agrees with particular prepositions like surprised at, astonished at, amazed at, wonder at, look at. So such types of verbs always agrees with the preposition at. So here it becomes I was surprised at his success. In the fifth sentence, one of my friends, here this one is a distributive pronoun. So guys, it should be remembered that all the distributive pronouns, one of them, each of them, none of them, pronouns carry singular verb. So here in this sentence we should say one of my friends is an engineer. The sixth sentence, he does not want none of that cake. Guys, here you will notice in the first part that we have already used not. So when we are going to use not, so in the second part we should not add none of that cake, because here none never agrees with not or no. So here when we are going to place not, we should replace none with any. So because when we are going to make sentences in interrogative or negative form, we are needed any, but when we are going to make positive statement, positive sentence, we are needed some. So here in this sentence you will notice that we have made a negative sentence. Then in the second part we should not need. So in the second part we are not needed to use none, but here none should be replaced by any. So here we should say he does not want any of that cake. In the seventh sentence, I could not find him nowhere, no error. I could not find him nowhere. Here this sentence also resembles with the sixth sentence. How? Because here our first part we have made it in negative, we have used not, so we should place not nowhere but anywhere. So here in this sentence we should say I could not find him nowhere, but when we are going to make it positive we have to say nowhere. Suppose I could, if we say I could find him nowhere, it should be correct. But when we are going to make it negative, then we have to replace nowhere by what? Anywhere. So we should say I could not find him anywhere. According to number 8, I look forward to meet my old friend. Here guys, you will notice that our first part start with a structure like look forward. So such types of structures, if they are used in sentences, we have to add ing form, like I look forward to meeting my old friend. So we should say I look forward to meeting, not to meet. In other sentence he ordered me to write, not writing. But when our sentence start with such structures, I look forward, here we have to add ing form with to preposition. I look forward to meeting my old friend. According to number 9, I enjoyed during holiday very much. Guys, such verbs like enjoy, if they are used in different sentence, we have to place reflexive pronoun according to the subject. Means they can't be used without their reflexive pronoun. For suppose here we should say I enjoyed myself during holiday very much. According to number 10, these books are for you and I. So here after preposition we should not use subjective case of pronoun, but here we are needed objective case. So here we should say these books are for you and for me. According to number 11, he is taller than he. Here it is in correct form. Why? Because in earlier sentence we have discussed that after a preposition we have to place objective case of pronoun. But here we have made comparison between two pronouns. When two pronouns are compared in a sentence, here we are needed their subjective case, not their objective case. So here it should be he is taller than he, not he is taller than I, he is taller than we. So here we should say he is taller than he, not him. According to number 12, one of them has given up one's studies. Guys, here two essential points should be remembered. Which one? Because here our first part starts with the distributive pronoun, so it agrees with the singular verb. Here you will notice that we have added a singular verb has. So here we should say one of them has given up is used as a distributive pronoun. Like in this sentence you will notice that here we have used one of them has given up one's study. According to its first part, which is a distributive pronoun, so here it agrees with the singular verb. Here in the second part you will notice that we have added a singular verb, but we have to agree it a possessive pronoun which should be according to one of them, not one. So here we have to say one of them has given up his studies. Guys, according to number 13, the roads of Delhi are wider than Karachi. Apparently it looks as it is in correct form, but when we will analyze this whole sentence, here we find a big mistake. Which one? Because here we have to compare the roads of Delhi with the roads of Karachi, but here you will notice that we have compared roads of Delhi with Karachi, not with the roads of Karachi. So here the roads of Delhi are wider than the roads of Karachi. So we should say the roads of Delhi are wider than that of Karachi, not than Karachi. According to number 14, either Chief Minister or his cabinet have either Chief Minister here. According to number 14, either the Chief Minister or his cabinet have submitted his resignation. Guys, if two singular subjects, if they are connected, if two singular subjects are connected with a structure such as either or neither nor, here verb must be agreed with the last subject which you place after or nor. Suppose in this sentence, either the Chief Minister or his cabinet, here we have to agree the verb according to the last subject which is his cabinet after or. So here verb must be singular, not plural. But when we say Chief Minister and his cabinet, then here we have to add plural verb. But here this structure always demands our choice. So here either the Chief Minister or his cabinet. So here we have to place a verb according to the last subject which you use after or nor. So we should say either the Chief Minister or his cabinet has, not have, we should say has submitted his resignation. According to number 15, those three girls love each other. Guys, we sometimes confuse two structures, each other and one another. Here you have to remember that when we are going to talk about two, we are needed each other, but when we are going to talk about more than two, then we are needed what? One another. So here you will notice that we have used a number of three girls. So here we should not say each other but one another. So it becomes those three girls love one another. In number 16, any one of the two candidates is fit for the job. Guys, here again we sometimes confuse two structures, anyone and either of. Here, like each other and one another, we have also a choice. Anyone should be used when we are going to talk about more than two. But here we are talking about two persons, two candidates. So here we are needed either of the two boys, either of the two candidates is fit for the job. According to number 17, each boy and each girl was sincere to their profession. This is a logical sentence. Guys, sometimes if two singular subjects are qualified by each or every, their verb must be singular. Here, if we say boy and girl, then we have to place what? Plural verb. Boy and girl were sincere to their profession. Boy and girl were sincere to their profession. But here you will notice that are two singular subjects. boy and girl, and they have been qualified by each. So their verb must be singular, not plural. Here you will notice that we have added a singular verb. Then what is the mistake which we have to detect? After a sincere, you will notice that we have added their to their profession. If we have agreed a singular verb, then we are needed what? A singular position. We should not say to their profession, but here in the sentence we have to say to his or her profession. So now we have to add a possessive pronoun according to the last subject. It should be a singular possessive pronoun according to the last subject, which is each girl. So here we have to use according to the last subject, girl. So here we have to use her. So we should say each boy and each girl was sincere to her profession. In number 18, every night and every day bring its own charm. Here again two singular subjects have been qualified by every. So their verb must be singular. So here we should say brings its own charm. Guys, according to number 19, he is more wiser than brave. Here we have compared two qualities of a single person. If we compare two persons, then we are needed wiser, then we are needed more intelligent, more beautiful. But here you will notice that wiser is already in comparative form. So why here we are needed to add extra comparative degree more with the word wiser. Guys, there is an essential point which you have to remember, that sometimes when two qualities of a single persons are compared, then we are needed more with the positive degree. So here we should say he is more wise than brave. According to number 21, it is the best of the two books. Guys, when we are need to compare two things, here we are needed to add comparative degree, not superlative degree. So here we should say it is better of the two books. Guys, further questions related to this topic will be discussed in next video.